hope that if you can help, you will visit NFL.com/relief to help those who are in need during this coronavirus pandemic, part of the NFL Draft-a-thon.
As jobs get cut, we are there. As plates go empty, we are there. As beds disappear, we are there. Thanks to your generosity, we are there with hope, kindness, and without discrimination. Today and always. Please consider giving what you can to help our most vulnerable.
So many people working so hard at this time. We hope that the coverage of the draft tonight has given you some relief. You are able to help those. Visit NFL.com/relief and consider donating if you are able to do so.
This is Dakota News Now.
Good evening, I'm Kelsey Passold.
Glad to have you with us tonight. I'm Brian Allen. This evening we are learning more about what it looked like inside the Smithfield Foods plant in Sioux Falls, where more than 800 employees have now tested positive for COVID-19. That is our top story on this late edition of Dakota News Now. We're getting our first look at the official Centers for Disease Control report that was filed after federal inspectors visited the plant last week. In that report, inspectors say they were not able to get information about the workstations of employees who had tested positive for COVID-19. The report also mentions what Smithfield referred to as a responsibility bonus of $500 offered to workers who didn't miss any work from April 1st through the 1st of May. That report says if an employee had a fever or symptoms consistent with COVID-19, they were sent home with 2 weeks of paid sick leave. They were also given an informational packet written in English, even though the report says 40 different languages are spoken by employees at that one facility. Recommendations made in the 15-page report are discretionary and not required or mandated by the CDC. This is drawing concern from the president of the union representing some Smithfield employees.
You'd like to see the Department of Health go ahead and mandate them. But look, I mean, the reality is that Smithfield management didn't really move on a lot of these things until there was community pressure, until there was pressure from the union, from the community, and from local elected officials.
Dakota News Now reached out to Smithfield's corporate office about this report, and we received this statement. We are in receipt of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report pertaining to our Sioux Falls, South Dakota facility, which is closed indefinitely. We will thoroughly and carefully examine the report point by point and respond in full once our assessment is complete. That statement from Kiera Lombardo, Executive Vice President of Corporate Affairs and Compliance at Smithfield Foods.
There are other facilities just like that, not just at Smithfield, but across the country, that are also shutting down or that are significantly reducing the amount of production. That's really going to impact our ability to feed the nation and the world over the next couple of months. We've got to find the appropriate move to, in a safe way, allow those employees to get back to work.
That is Senator Mike Rounds tonight, calling for plants like Smithfield to reopen as soon as safely possible. The closure of Smithfield and other packing plants nationwide could lead to the euthanization of 1.5 million hogs in the next couple of weeks, as there are no options to process that meat. Senator Rounds says the longer plants stay closed, the deeper the impact on the nation's food supply.
A follow-up tonight on a pair of South Dakota races that gained national attention. This weekend's races at Park Jefferson Speedway and Raceway Park in North Sioux City are going on as planned, but without fans there. The decision comes after Governor Kristi Noem encouraged people not to attend. Fans who bought tickets are getting refunds.
A very sad story from Mitchell tonight. Authorities there say a 6-year-old girl has died in an overnight house fire. Her 2 siblings rescued from the burning home. The house on North Wisconsin caught fire around midnight. Investigators at this hour still working to determine the cause. We're told 3 young kids were inside at the time. A neighbor was able to save 2 of them.
Couldn't make it back up the stairs to get the other one out of the other room. It's pretty smoke filled and Tried to go around the back with a ladder and couldn't get through to the window.
More information on this fire is expected to be released by the Mitchell Police Department sometime tomorrow.
Turning things over to weather now. Phil, how are things looking out there this evening?
Pretty quiet. There's a couple of lingering light showers over northeastern portions of South Dakota, south central South Dakota, maybe a couple of sprinkles, but that's about it. Let's take a look back at what was happening during the course of the day today. This is 6 o'clock this morning, not too much going on. Then some showers fired up in the afternoon, but they didn't amount to very much, and they're pretty much all done now. Just a few 1/100ths of an inch of rainfall, and we'll have like we had today. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up just a bit later on.
Thank you, Phil.
Okay.
98 new COVID-19 cases were reported in the state of South Dakota today. That brings the state's total number of positive tests to 1,965. But of those, 1,064 have recovered. Sioux Falls does remain the state's hotspot with more than 1,600 confirmed cases in Minnehaha County.
5 residents and 3 employees at Touch Market All Saints Assisted Living Facility in Sioux Falls have tested positive for COVID-19. Touchmark representatives tell us they have implemented stringent cleaning, care, and testing procedures. So far, 90% of the 360 individuals who live and work at the facility have been tested. Representatives tell us that management is in daily contact with the Department of Health.
Well, we now know some nursing homes battling COVID-19 have had previous infection-related issues that were found during inspections. Our national investigative team looks at violation histories at facilities around the country. Lee Zurich tonight has our COVID-19 tracker.
A COVID-19 outbreak at a Kentucky nursing home.
I keep using the word surreal because it is a very surreal situation.
32 residents and 14 staff members test positive. 13 have died.
Other than pray, there's nothing you can do. And even that he's passed, there's nothing you can do.
Trayton Oak Towers is home to 150 residents in one of Kentucky's largest outbreaks in long-term care facilities.
We're all living in a pressure cooker just normally, and then to have this happen, it's almost too much.
But one nursing home watchdog wonders if cases like this could have been prevented.
State government does not want to admit what's happening in these nursing homes.
Last year, Kentucky inspectors found Trayton Oaks Tower's lack of infection control procedures was so serious, residents' health was in immediate jeopardy. Federal records show the nursing home received the second worst score possible for the March 2019 inspection. The records show the facility corrected the failures within 9 days.
It's a huge concern.
According to our analysis of 3 years worth of state and federal data, this Louisville nursing home is one of 8 in the country that's currently dealing with COVID-19 cases after being cited for the most serious categories of failure to prevent infections. The others, homes in Florida, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, and Oregon. But most states aren't releasing nursing home statistics, so it's unclear just how many nursing homes cited by state inspectors are now facing outbreaks.
This secrecy is not helping anybody except the nursing home industry.
Our analysis found in the past 3 years, more than 7,300 nursing homes have been cited for failing to provide an infection prevention and control program.
So almost half of the facilities in the United States have been cited for this deficiency.
One of those cited, Life Care Center in Kirkland, Washington, the site of the country's first nursing home outbreak. According to a March 16th inspection this year, the federal government found the most serious deficiencies to be widespread, constituting immediate jeopardy to resident health or safety, an inspection that came too late for the 35 residents who died in the home. Lee Zurich, Dakota News Now.
Investigate TV reached out to all of the facilities with violations that now have coronavirus cases. Those named in this story did not respond. To see statements from others, go to investigatetv.com.
For weeks, we've been showing you what local and state leaders are doing during this pandemic, but what's happening at the federal level? Beginning next week, we're teaming up with our news partners in Rapid City to hold live town hall events with each member of South Dakota's congressional delegation. First up is Senator Mike Rounds. You can watch that event.
Contract will be a certainty.
Well, tonight was round one of the NFL draft, and the Vikings had a couple of picks. Now, Cincinnati went first, and they took Joe Burrow, the quarterback, the guy who actually wanted to play at Nebraska, but Scott Frost didn't want him. Arguably the best year of any college quarterback ever last year. Vikings then took a guy he threw to, Justin Jefferson. He caught 111 passes last year, 4 touchdowns in the first half of the national championship game, and then they traded the 25th pick to the Niners, still picked up a really good, solid cornerback at number 31 in Jeff Gladney of TCU. He's not big, but he is sure strong and should be a real plus for their defensive backfield. And let's quick go to the draft picks, 1 through 5. Joe Burrow, Chase Young, those pretty much went as expected, although that's incorrect. Tua went number 5. Justin Jefferson, Jeff Gladney, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the running back from LSU, rounded out. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs. And by the way, the Twins won their 8th straight today, as they are now 16-10 and tied for first. Phil is back with a final look at the weather right after this.
Thanks for sharing your DIY haircuts. Thanks for sharing your savage moves, and especially your awkward ones. Thanks for sharing your cute kids and your adorable pets. Now it's our turn to share with the Geico Give Back, a 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for both current and new customers. And because we're committed for the long haul, the credit lasts your full policy term. So thanks again. One good share deserves another.
There were times when the front line put you next for the slide. A mask was just for play. And 6 feet was an impossible length to grow. Thank you to all the first responders and healthcare workers. We are proud to be a part of your lives and see what you grew into. And through May 5th, we'll be proudly feeding you thank you meals for free. It's our honor to serve you.
Everyone's doing what they can to get through these times, and so are we. Mercedes-Benz is making vehicle maintenance and buying needs as safe and seamless as possible. Many dealers offer options such as pickup delivery and at-home service, online shopping and home delivery, as well as special finance arrangements. Because we understand buying and servicing your vehicle shouldn't be a challenge in these already challenging times. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral on any model.
Restaurants have always been there for you. A place to celebrate, to take a first date, to grab a meal between soccer practice and piano. And even though tables are empty at the moment, the kitchens are full, prepping everything so it's just right, keeping customers safe, and making the food as delicious as ever. They're still there for you. Now you can be there for them. While the doors may be closed, the kitchens are open for delivery.
If you're over mac and cheese and PB&Js, have we got good news for you. Right now, get Pizza Hut's best delivery deal. Large pizzas with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Available for carryout or contactless delivery at pizzahut.com.
Roots, sand, silt or grease. Whatever's clogging your drainage system, Roto-Rooter of Sioux Falls has the equipment and expertise to get your lines flowing. No obstruction is too big or too small for Roto-Rooter. Residential, commercial, agricultural, even municipality. We solve drainage problems year-round. We'll be here for you. So give us a call anytime, day or night.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.